good evening, my lovelies. We're back again. Sabona, Dumela, Molweni, Goeienaand, and welcome. I'm going to be reviewing episode 9 of the Real Housewives of Durban. And wow, what an episode this was. I'm Camilla, otherwise known as the Queen of Constantia, and OG of the Real Housewives of Cape Town. So I offer my own unique little insights into things. You find me in my secret throne room, and if we haven't met before, I do refer to notes occasionally in my little notebook. So I do look down sometimes, please forgive me, just in case I forget things. And on that note, let's get going. So, this episode starts with a gas power plant explosion. An epic, forgive me, epic episode of gaslighting so big that it causes an explosion big enough to light up the whole of South Africa for about a week. Sarisha tells Nonku that Sane told her that she never said that Annie slept her way to the top. Sarisha tells Nonku that Sane told Sarisha that Sane never said that Annie slept her way to the top. Now, Sarisha, you liar. Because we all saw Sane sit on the top of the mountain and tell you that she did say that. So you have just gaslit Nonku beyond belief and lied. How could you? You, one of the most gracious ladies of this show, who we have come to know so well, have now become the arch villain and a liar. And I am disappointed in you. I am very disappointed in you. We all saw Sane tell you that she did say it. You've invented a story now and created a false narrative to turn Annie against Jojo and Nonku. And this has been your plan all along, to turn everyone against Jojo and Nonku. What is going on with you, Sarisha? Have you stopped taking the integrity tablets? Because I think you should start taking them again. I think you were a nicer person when you had integrity and you were kind. I think it's okay to have drama, but I don't think it's okay to lie and be unkind. Hashtag just saying. So, Sane says Jojo is gaslighting everyone. Well, that's a classic coming from you. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Sane. You are the queen of gaslighting, and they will probably give you Drama Queen of the Year at the next Feathers Awards in 2023. I expect. You can go and look that one up if you're a little confused. The girls are all giggling and loving Nonku being picked on by Sane. Mean girl vibes. Again. Nonku's all alone and it's all of the rest against her. Nonku is, however, because she's a strong woman, she's firing back straight from the hip. Nonku calls him out for saying that she behaves differently when Jojo is around. The moment I have been predicting all season has arrived. The Sarisha alliance has had its way, and they are all choosing to back Sane's version now that it's useful to them. This lot, where half of them say that they wouldn't even be in the same room with Sane. These are ladies who wouldn't even sit with her 3 weeks ago. Nonku leaves and Sarisha sarcastically says, Oh, go and call Jojo. Yeah. Divide and conquer. As I said in my last review, I am finding this ugly. I'm finding it mean. I'm finding it not actually enjoyable viewing anymore at all. It's, as I said, we like Housewives for drama, but we want to see some fun as well. We want to see some laughter. We like the ladies to get on some of the time. What's happened now is that this has become pure vitriol, gaslighting, meanness, and ostracism, and I'm not enjoying it. Producers, note, I'm not enjoying watching this show. I'm finding it uncomfortable watching. I'm going to continue to review, but I'm finding it really uncomfortable, and I'm not even sure about the future of what became an epic show last season, went on to Bravo, okay? That's great, but it's losing its core to me right now. It's getting ugly. So we now go to Annie and Mia. So Annie is with her sister, and she says that they arrived by helicopter and Jojo didn't come down to greet them. Jojo, I agree, that was a mistake. She should have gone down to greet them. I don't know what her motivation was. It was an error to not go down and meet them. And that could have been played out, possibly could have been mirrored by why they all got up and left when Nonku arrived, but that was an over-the-top reaction. She should have gone down to meet them. Annie says she meant nothing by asking Jojo if she'd had a drink. I don't agree, personally. I think she did say it on purpose because it's part of a narrative that the ladies have been using to poke at Jojo. Poke the bear. I'm not buying the innocent comment act at all. Annie then interprets that Jojo is actually not upset about the drinking thing. She's actually upset because they flew Slee in on the helicopter, and that the being upset about the drinking thing is a ruse. No, come on. That's not it at all. I really do think that Jojo is poked about being constantly asked if she's drinking. I don't think that she was that bothered that they flew in Slee. If she'd wanted to fly in, she could have flown in. Jojo, yeah, I don't get that. In my opinion, Jojo was hurt about them referring to her drinking, and she was trying to get her feelings out, but they all shut her down. Annie wouldn't listen. She blew her top. Her blowing her top was inappropriate and completely over the top. It was. I think we can all agree about that. She does blow her top. We know that. She's a volcano. And it's an unfortunate character trait because it gives all the other ladies lots of ammunition to use against her. And Jojo, if I can say this to you, yeah, it's just a warning. When you do that, it gives them lots of ammunition. And I know that it's in your character, and if you can possibly learn to hold it in, try, because it does. It gives them masses of ammunition, and you don't want to give them ammunition, let's face it. But I don't think it makes you an evil person. Blowing your top, you know, I don't, because you know, it's not like you deeply wounding anyone. You just blew your top. People do. People blow their tops in different ways. People can be, you know, I mean, Sane is a much more evil person with her gaslighting, but she doesn't blow her top. Jojo just honestly blows her top, gets it over with, and it's done. Whereas Sane insidiously, and now Sarisha as well, will insidiously lie, gaslight. Those things are far more malevolent and devious than somebody that just gets angry, blows their top, and waltzes out. To me, in my opinion. Okay. Mia says, wow, this is toxic. It's gang wars. Well, Mia, you couldn't have said a truer word. You're right. The problem is that the gang war is hugely outbalanced. Sarisha started creating her gang or her alliance in episode 1, and she's now on a winning streak because her gang vastly outnumbers the two that are only Nonku and Jojo. Then we see Sarisha and Nonku. Sarisha goes round to visit Nonku, who's in the pool, and Nonku says that she can no longer, feels like she can no longer confide in Sarisha as she used to in the past, but that was the old sweet Sarisha that we know from previous seasons. She says Sarisha's changed. Well, she's right. We can all see that. Now, Sarisha says she's standing up for herself. Oh, is that what it is when you start lying and gaslighting? That's standing up for yourself, is it? Really? Okay. And starting to tell people that your husband's never around, and letting the world know that your husband never talks to your kids, and that's all standing up for yourself, okay? It's the lying and gaslighting bit that I really have a problem with. That's standing up for yourself. No, that's not standing up for yourself. That's actually showing your true colors. So the question is, which is the real Sarisha? The one who's been all sweet for the first 2 seasons, or the one we see now? I suspect it's the one we see now. The one who suddenly realized that she maybe wasn't getting enough attention in the first 2 seasons. And Nonku was. What do we think? Comments below, please. So, fear not. Nonku says that she almost felt like she was like being crucified by everybody because they were all piling in on her. And Sarisha comments and she says, after that, what does it say? What does God say to Jesus or to the disciples? Fear not, for they know not what they do. And what I want to say is wrong. They know exactly what they do. Wrong. Not fear not, for they know not what they do. All of those ladies know exactly what they do. Thank you very much. They are, not one of them is an innocent bystander. Right, moving on. Slee is with her sister. She's doing a startup, interior decor, and she says she's met a new man. I'm very happy for you, Slee. That's lovely. And let's hope that you take the children along for the ride this time. I think you actually mentioned that your children are coming first this time, and that's great. And she's in the first flush of love, which is lovely. We all love those endorphins and dopamine and serotonin and all that lovely stuff. And she's high on love. Fabulous. It is great. And then what have I said? Oh, Mbali calls, right. And Slee and Mbali make a date, and then they start laughing about Maria's lips, and I just think this is actually a bit unkind. I'm wondering if they would dare laugh about Sarisha's lips, which have also had a little bit of work done. My guess about that is a big fat no. So then Annie, Slee, and Sarisha meet, and they are getting together for fight night. And Sarisha says that Nkosi is the mascot for their tribe. Aha! At last, we have a name for Sarisha's alliance that I've been looking for all the time. It's Sarisha's tribe. Her tribe, divide and conquer, has been her strategy from the start, and now we can name it Sarisha's tribe. So their mascot is Nkosi. And then Rue and Maria meet Dallas, who is going to be their fighter, who they think is very hot. I think he's quite hot too. And then we get back to Annie and Slee. Slee is kicking hard, doing sort of kickboxing with Nkosi, and Annie is shouting out Tweedledee, Tweedledum as Slee kicks, and then Annie has a giggle and says, oh, well, you can ask Slee who Tweedledee and Tweedledum are. And that, again, is a really mean reference, because if we go back to very early on, Slee, in her confessional, the first time after she's met Jojo, says that Nonku and Jojo are Tweedledum and Tweedledee, and that she has no comment. And I said she actually has a lot of comment, she's just not saying it. So Annie is basically referring to the fact that Slee should be kickboxing or knocking out Tweedledum and Tweedledee, which is Nonku and Jojo. So I'm back again. This group are all attacking Jojo and Nonku fiercely. Why? What is this all about? Why? Why do they want to annihilate these two? I don't get it. Will someone please explain to me? Have Jojo and Nonku really been that nasty, and am I missing the point? Because if I am, I'm humbly asking someone to point out to me how I'm missing the point. Please put it in the comments, because I might be, and I might be like completely not getting it, but I think they're being majorly picked on. Okay, so Sarisha then drops in that Viv sponsored the venue. Well, you had to do that, Sarisha, didn't you? I mean, it's Jojo's event, but you just had to like drop that one in. Yeah, I noticed. And that was, of course, very important for us to know. And then Slee says she's not going. No surprise there, because she's never liked Jojo. Maria says she hasn't contacted Jojo since the tantrum. I thought you were such good and long-standing friends, Maria. Now, you remember you went up and you said goodbye to her at the Drakensberg, and you called her my baby, and you told her that you loved her, and now you're with the others and you say you haven't contacted her since the tantrum. So which is it? Is she your baby and you love her? Or I know what I think. So you haven't contacted her. You haven't phoned her to find out how she is. Yeah, basically, because she's not your friend. Queen Sarisha is pulling your strings now, isn't she, Maria? Yes. Puppet master. I see. So, Rue and Maria are wondering if Jojo will attend, as is everyone. And then we see Slee and Mbali meeting up. Mbali arrives with a bottle of Nonku's A to B wine, and Mbali says she wants liposuction and a BBL. So she wants some fat off her tum, put in her bum. So she's not averse to a bit of plastic surgery herself, despite the fact that they can all laugh about Maria's lips. Stop body shaming Maria and her lips, ladies. It's not nice, okay? Don't do it. Even though you're in the same alliance, stop being bitchy. Right, so Slee says she chatted to Nonku in the Drakensberg to find out where they stood. Stop it, Slee. I've said it before. I'll say it a million times again. You have said on multiple occasions, Slee, that Nonku is no longer your friend. So why do you bother? Stop playing games. Mbali didn't know that you're no longer friends. So Slee then throws in a bomb to cause trouble between Mbali and Nonku. Obviously, this is Slee, the great spiritual person, kindness itself, throws in a bomb and says that Nonku said that Mbali gave her Mabusi vibes. Mbali gets furious. Absolute bomb. But, wait a second, Mbali, you don't know that this is true. You don't know the context. This is hearsay. You haven't found it out from the horse's mouth, and yet you blow your top. divide and conquer, as I keep on saying. This is the tactic that the whole group are using to keep Nonku and Jojo out of everything. So now they got Mbali cut off from Nonku. Now Mbali and Nonku were getting on quite well. Ha! Sleaze put her all in, or her axe into this. Mbali is now calling Nonku an alcoholic, a traitor, an instigator, going out with a jailbird. How would you, Mbali, how would you actually know? You don't know all of this. You haven't been around for weeks. You've been gone. You're getting a one-sided version from Slee. It's called hearsay. You need to verify, but no, you're buying the whole thing. And it seems that Slee has done her dirty work to get Mbali to hate Nonku. Fabulous. Now Nonku's frozen out again. Right, because Slee is part of the alliance. So the tribe strikes again. Then Mbali goes and pours Nonku's wine down the sink, and Slee says all innocently, maybe I shouldn't have told her. I wanted to vomit. Maybe I shouldn't have told her. You did it on purpose, Slee. You told her so that you could get Nonku ostracized. Maybe I shouldn't have told her. Oh, please. You must think we're all such idiots. So, it's exactly the outcome you wanted, Slee. That's why you told her. So now they start rubbishing Nonku's wine and saying it tastes horrible. Let me think. Have they borrowed that plot line from some other Housewives series in South Africa? Someone's wine tasting horrible sounds terribly familiar. Anyone? Any ideas? No. Okay, moving on. So Slee is laughing about Mbali giving Nonku a beating, because that's what Mbali wants to do. Now, and she's loving every minute of it. Slee is laughing because Mbali says she wants to give Nonku a beating, and Slee is laughing her head off, loving every minute of it. Now, okay, there's a few things bothering me here. Mbali actually says a couple of times and later that she'd like to get into the ring and slug it out with Nonku. We've had Slee saying a number of times that she'd like to raise hands. The amount of discussion on this show about physical violence between women or getting very close. Now, I know Jojo threw water, but that was not raising physical hands. But we have got very close a lot of times here where women have said that they actually want to physically attack one another on this show. It's been a topic of discussion. This is what I'd like to do to you. I'm not okay with this. We have enough of a problem with intimate partner violence in this country, with gender-based violence in this country, with violence full stop, without women on a show like this discussing the fact that they would actually like to raise hands against one another. It shouldn't even be crossing our minds, and I'm not okay with it. It shouldn't be a factor. If you can't have a rational, okay, the water got thrown. I landed up getting wine thrown in my face. That was a form of assault, but I did not have hands raised at me. And I mean, the wine was bad enough, and the glass being smashed in front of me was bad enough. It really was. But I do not believe even the discussion of, I want to give her a beating. Or when Slee says, I start because I want to raise hands. What is going on? We shouldn't be at this kind of animalistic level. It shouldn't even be crossing our minds to go there. Ladies, think hard. about where this is coming from. We shouldn't be there. What example are we giving to younger people who are watching this? The fact that our minds are even going to that place. No. No, no, no. Comments below if you wish. And if you disagree, I'm happy to discuss. But I'm not comfortable with this. Okay, so we get to fight night, talking about fighting. But at least this is fight night in an agreed space, and these guys are agreeing to step into the ring with one another. I'm much more comfortable with that. Maria says she won't be fighting with her husband for once, which actually, that was a funny line. Thank you, Maria. I enjoyed that. And Mbali brings her best friend. Nonku and Adi arrive, and Nonku goes up to say hello to Mbali, and Mbali stares straight ahead and ignores her. Nonku cannot comprehend for a second why. Mbali, Nonku has actually not done anything to you personally that you are aware of or can verify. This is weird behavior. Mbali says, I'm nothing to you. You are something and you are rich. I'm low and I'm nothing to you. Now, Nonku has never said anything like that. Ever. Where does that come from, Mbali? You just made that up. No wonder Nonku's looking completely confused. The amount of gaslighting on this show at the moment is actually making me feel nauseated, and really, I'm finding it difficult to watch. I am. So, Mbali and Nonku, they were getting on so well before our spiritual healer, Slee, stuck her spoon in and stirred. And I'm not finding Slee's behavior very spiritual at all. Really, I cannot see how she can reconcile her spiritual devotion and her godliness with what she's just done, which is basically take something completely out of context, thrust it in there, and ruin a friendship on purpose. I'm not okay with it. And I'm not okay with freezing people out in that way, deliberately. I mean, as I said, yes, Housewives is about drama, but ostracization, making people be frozen out, making them be alienated, making them be confused, mean girl behavior, this stuff I'm not okay with. It's getting very, very uncomfortable. Nonku had confided, and we hear this, that she had Mabusi vibes from Mbali before she met Slee, before she met Mbali. Nonku had confided that she had Mabusi vibes before she met Mbali, after she first Googled her. In other words, from first impressions, okay? But when she met her in person, she liked her very much, and that fell away. Unlike Slee, who has never been prepared to give up her preconceived notions about Jojo. So, Nonku was prepared to give up her preconceived notions about Mbali and never mention them again, unlike Slee, who was not prepared to give up her preconceived notions about Jojo. And yet Slee is accusing Nonku of her own behavior. See what I mean? Very spiritual. Mbali now says Nonku looks lost after her confrontation. She's wondering if Slee told her the truth, if she can believe her, and she's right. Nonku does look lost because Nonku doesn't know what the hell is going on. Nonku suspects Slee, and of course Nonku is right. Good guess, Nonku. Nonku asks Ardi if she should go and chat to Mbali, and Ardi advises her to leave Mbali alone, and I think Ardi is absolutely right. Yes, don't flog a dead horse, as my mother would say. And then the tribe arrive in business blazers. So Suresh has rounded up the tribe and got them all to dress together in power suits. Oh, stop it. Just stop it, please. All plan in advance. I mean, it is just giving me like high school, really high school mean girl vibes. Why didn't you all just wear pink matching blazers? And they don't bring husbands in solidarity with Slee, even though this was supposed to be a night for the guys because Calvin arranged it. And then Nonku says to Ardi that she feels that she's being frozen out. Well, what's taken you so long? She's finally worked it out. Then something interesting happens. And Bali's not talking to Slee either. So she must be sitting on the fence trying to work out what's happening. And then at the very last minute, ta-da! Jojo arrives. Stunning gold outfit. She phones Nonku. She's outside. Nonku says she's going to go and meet her. Walks past everyone. Run. Everybody goes, where's Jojo going? No one knows. And that's the end. And all I can say is they then show us a bit of a preview for episode 10. And episode 10's preview leaves me feeling quite ill. Yeah. I'm not... This show is not elevating me at the moment. I like to watch Housewives, and I watch lots of Housewives franchises. I'm reviewing Nairobi, I'm reviewing Durban, and I watch other international ones. And I like them to amuse me as well as give me the dramatic. Right now, all that's happening with Durban is that I'm feeling upset and depressed and not a little angry. I'd like to know your feelings, dear ones, in the comments section below. It's an uncomfortable feeling, I must say. I'm hoping things are going to change before the end. Yeah, it's not nice to have to say this in a review, but thank you for listening. God bless. Good night. Love you lots. Thanks so much for listening, and I will see you next week for, well, in the next couple of days, actually, because I'm a little bit behind. So episode 10 will be quicker. I will see you in the next couple of days for my review of episode 10. Bye. Love you lots.